First things first, how are you doing at the moment?
I'm good. Yeah, you?
Yeah, no complaints, no complaints. How about overall, Mastiff, the camp? Everyone feeling good as we gear up for the release of the new album?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, about as prepared as we can be, I guess. Doing
Hmm.
nice interviews with people like yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, what does being prepared even look like really at this stage? Because ultimately it's still just promote, 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 right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just yeah, just seeing who wants to talk to us more than anything. So we've been last 2 weeks have been quite a busy couple of weeks. So it's good. It's good. Yeah, it's been good. The singles have all been received brilliantly. So we
Hmm.
can't complain.
Yeah, has that kind of helped ease your mind? Like getting those great reactions to those singles?
Yeah, a little bit. Always does, doesn't it? I mean, God, you know, if you believed your work was brilliant without anyone else hearing it, I think you're doomed for failure.
Hmm. No, that's fair enough. Of
Yeah, I
course,
mean,
we're
you've heard
talking.
the album, so
A few times. I've had a few spins of it already. It's still way too early to be putting reviews up, but thoughts are there, words have been written. But we are of course talking about Deprecipice, your new album out on March 22nd by MNRK Heavy. Somehow you've accomplished the impossible and found a way to top the brilliance of 2021's Leave Me the Ashes of the Earth. So talk to me about the earliest point of the album's creation, specifically vision. Did you have one?
no, there's never a vision with Mastiff. I don't think
Hmm.
in general. Just as always, as everyone clichély says, we need everything to be heavier. We need everything to be faster. We need blah blah blah. But I think I think we've nailed it. I think we've definitely nailed faster and heavier.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
But at what stage did you kind of start to see what would become the album come together? Did you have a specific point where you were like, "All right, we've got this many tracks, this much quality"?
Yeah. Well, we we never have anything spare particularly. We go into the studio set with what we've got. We know when we're aiming for. This one was it was put back a couple of times, if I'm honest with you.
Mm.
'Cause, I mean, if we'd have gone in when we first initially thought we were going to go in, we would have been horrendously under prepared. Just because I don't think as a band, we knew the songs, but we hadn't learnt them, if you like. You got to work your way around a track of quite a lot of time. Oh, we do quite a lot of times before we're sort of comfy with it. Um, so I think, yeah, putting it back, yeah, I think we put it back probably 6 months, and
Hmm.
I am glad we did, especially for myself because I rewrote some lyrics, redid, you know, patterns on stuff. Then, unfortunately, Jam, our guitarist, he lost his mum, so he was past one of the tracks, or I asked him if he would like to write something towards her, which was Void, and that came out as an amazing track, and I am so honoured to be singing his lyrics about that because it's not only just about his mum; it's just about I think it encapsulates loss in general. So, and as probably your listeners, viewers, whatever have heard before, we've as a band or sorry, personally, I've been through quite a lot of loss in the past few years, and so it's always an easy platform for me to sort of ride on, I guess.
Why did the pushback happen, the 6 months pushback happen? Was there any specific reason?
No, just weren't ready. Just knew,
Uh,
just we just knew we weren't ready. We'd have gone in, and the album. I mean, hell, trying to follow "Leave Me the Ashes of the Earth" was a big ask to start with, and then so I think realistically, we just knew it wasn't ready. The tracks weren't there.
Were you putting pressure on yourselves to top Leave Me the Ashes?
I think as a band, if you didn't, you'd be stupid. I mean,
Mm.
you need to better yourself. You always want to better yourself. Um, and not pressure so much, but just know that you want the next thing to be uh, at least an equal.
Hmm.
And as I say, so that if we hadn't have put it back 6 months, I don't think it would have been an equal. And we
Hmm.
want to, and I know again, it's probably another cliche, but we want to give the people who are going to buy it, we want them to get the best of what we can do. So, and that's what they've got. In my opinion, my humble opinion.
You mentioned obviously in that time, the extra time, you rewrote some lyrics. Why did that come about? Was it because you had the time and you weren't happy with certain lines, words, certain deliveries, stuff like that?
If I'm honest with you, Cal, some of the stuff that I had written before was shit.
Hmm.
Brutally honest. I'd sort of, because it was not a race to the sort of get not not a race to get to the studio, but it was booked, and I think we were sort of hurrying along, and I was panicking. I always do panic when I'm writing lyrics because I don't believe in myself very much.
Right.
So when it comes, when it came to it, I think I realized that there was a lot of weak points on it. So that was, and rightly or wrongly, it pushed me into a dark place again, and I had to do what I had to do, and it came out as good as I could ever ask for. Not only sort of lyric content and what have you, but obviously also like my physical strength on it. When we went to No Studios again with Joe Clayton, who
Ah,
worship the man, and unfortunately for me, I forgot that we were recording an album, and the boys went in, recorded the music perfectly, and when it came to my bit at the end of the week, I guess I'd had a good party in Manchester, and my throat was destroyed. So I got 2 days in, and it was shredded. It was just I couldn't do it. So again, we extended the album cycle, the recording cycle by a day. I had to go back about a month later, and I'm so glad I did because it was just me and Joe in the studio, and pretty much I redid about 80% of the album, vocally, obviously.
yeah.
It, you know, I couldn't have I couldn't have done it any better. So, I'm so happy I got that chance to do it.
It's crazy because ultimately it's not a situation that you would have realistically wanted to put yourself in, but it turned out so well in the end.
Yeah, I think, stupidly partying till
Hmm.
2, 3 in the morning most nights for a week is not great anyway. And then you do it when everyone's counting on you, and you suddenly go, "Oh, what have I done? Why am I being an absolute divvy?" Which but yeah, I was lucky enough that we could manage to get back round and sort it, and it has just turned out amazing.
Amazing,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Aside from that, on a personal level, vocally, lyrically, what were some of the more challenging aspects of creating this record for you?
I don't think there was any other than what I've already mentioned. I don't think there was
Hmm.
many. There's so much to write about at the moment in the world. The world is the world's a shithole. It's a shit pit. Every regardless of timescale, we've been sat on this album nearly a year, but I mean, it hasn't improved. It's Unfortunately, it's got worse. And I
Hmm.
always have the lost thing to fall back on. No, not fall back on, but I draw on that very easily. Um, and I sometimes worry about, am I repeating myself? But then I think, it's my story. Why
Yeah.
would I not be able to? Why, I'm doing this to please myself, and if anybody else enjoys it, that's brilliant. But so lyrically, it's very easy to pick stuff out at the moment, and yeah, the whole situation is just, as I said, shit. But it's so easy to. It's just a massive help to me.
It sucks that it is as simple as that. Just look out the window, turn the TV on, jump on your phone, and within a minute you're gonna find something that sucks, not just in this country, our country, the UK alone, but the world. And of course, as well as loss, it's not like it ever goes away. So, there's always gonna be that,
No,
isn't
no, it
there?
doesn't. It doesn't. I know loss is. It doesn't go away, but time and time. I feel time doesn't heal it. It just helps you to sort of learn to put it to one side for when you need to, and
Mm.
then obviously it'll rear its ugly head once, twice a year. But that's a personal thing. So other people deal with it. Everybody deals with it in different ways. But yeah, I'm cool with it now. Yeah, I just
Well,
know how to deal with it.
I do think it's well worth mentioning that this might be arguably your most emotionally affecting release you've done to date. Obviously, what we already know, but obviously with your vocals, it feels that you're tapping into deeper emotions and expressing them in ways that you've never quite done before. Has that been an easy journey? Was it, in regards to tapping into the emotional side of things on this album?
Yeah, I always find it easy. It's easy to get there. It's just not easy to get back from it.
Hmm.
So I've said, in previous quotes, it's it's a bit of a trapdoor that I don't like opening because it's it's horrible to try and get the trapdoor shut again.
Hmm.
Um, with the lost stuff, obviously the not that it's disingenuine, but the stuff about politicians and what have you is just it's easy, isn't it? Everybody hates a fucking liar, and they're all liars at the moment. So it's so easy that bit. But yeah, the lost bit is easier to deal with, but it's easy to open, but horrible to try and close on.
Do you have much trepidation or excitement when it comes to playing songs from this new album live? I think of, say, for example, Void.
Also on last Friday we played Cult Fest in Manchester,
Mm.
and that was the first outing of two of the tracks. So one was Void, and one was Everything Is Ending, and they were received as well as everything else. And if anybody who's watching, listening, knows us, although we are a miserable band from a miserable city, we love playing live and enjoy ourselves so much. So it's done the whole thing is done with a smile on our faces.
Yeah.
Although it's massively horrible sound, why would you be miserable doing it? It's so easy to be grimacing and all the rest of it, but no, fuck it. We want the people to enjoy us, and we enjoy seeing people going off to us. So it's
Mm.
great.
Cult Fest, man, that was an incredible show. I wish I'd been able to get to it. I was working.
Ah, yes. Yeah, the bane of modern life, jobs.
It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. From a positive stance, then, when you reflect on the entire process of creating this album, what do you look at as being like that was a really good experience for me? I really enjoyed that.
Well, as in like physically being in the studio.
Any part of
I
it
mean,
could
I
be
love
from
I love working with Joe, and every time we work with Joe, he just pulls more and more out of me. I've never really sort of connected with. No, that's no disrespect to anybody else who's recorded us, but I just feel that because Joe is a very close friend now, because we've lived in his little studio for X amount of weeks now, and it's an intense thing, and we don't seem to piss each other off. I love working with him. He's just such a nice guy. He's just fucking so genuine and just captures everything that I want to be captured. So yeah, the recording thing in Hull is great, and but I've been able to enjoy this one more because of him knowing when to say, mate, you aren't getting any more out of that voice box, so let's put it on the back burner for a month and let's come back and do it. And if he hadn't, I think I think the album would have suffered massively.
You think he just kind of gets you?
Yeah, he does. I mean, he obviously Pine played after us at Cult Fest the other night, and that fucking band, it blows my mind. They absolutely blow it. And I know people are like, yeah, you're in they're just another band. Yes, they are just another band, but I would watch them every fucking night. They're so good. They're so good.
Yeah.
They're not what I would normally listen to either. And I know it was probably because my friends in the band, but I love listening to it. It's so different. And there's such a talented bunch of people in that band. And then you've got us bloody thug metal plebs on before them, and you're just like, what? Yeah, so yeah, I love the guy. I can't say enough about him. Good words about him. So.
Nah, that's all good. That's good. But we're talking about good bands. You've got a couple of good guests from some damn good bands in this album. Ethan Lee McCarthy, Primitive Man, Harry Nott of Burner, Rob Scott of Yersin, all guesting on this album. Were these quite natural inclusions? Were they always planned early on, that kind of thing?
So we always wanted to put guests on. We wanted to put guests on Leaving the Ashes, and it just never happened. We couldn't afford it. I mean, before we recorded Leaving the Ashes before we were signed to Monarch.
Yeah.
So a little band from Hull reaching out to big acts would probably be laughed at. And I'm not saying that we're any bigger now, particularly. But we're just, people know us, I guess. They know the name. So when Dan reached out to Ethan, we did it with a tongue in cheek. He'll never say yes. Holy shit, he said yes. And he was so easy to work with, apparently, because I didn't have anything to do with that track. Dan wrote the track in the studio, and all credit due to him and Joe, because Joe helped on that one as well. But fucking hell, what a fucking horrible piece of music that is, in the nicest way. And then Ethan just full stops it, didn't he? He was just fucking hell. It is brutal, that bit. And then so Rob from Yersin, we'd played with them a couple of times. We had a thought that he might be into Slayer. When we did the track, well, the name's out there anyways, anyone can look it up, but when we did the track Worship, which is the track that Rob's on, Worship is called Worship because it's Slayer worship. It was always written as a Slayer song or a Slayer worship song. So yeah, we knew we wanted him on that, and we guessed he would sort of hopefully jump at it, which he did, and fucking hell, he'd come back with some wild guitar solo on that one. And then Harry, we've known Harry, pretty much from about 6 months after Burner was started, I think. Certainly the first time they toured. So they toured with Employed to Serve, supporting them, and we just hit it off. Sometimes you just get people. And most days, I think most days, we will message each other and give each other a bit of shit or a bit of whatever, or ask something, or it's a nice friendship. It's not just a meeting of musicians or whatever. So yeah, and when we were asked, do you want any guests, we all said, let's get Harry on it, because the kid has got some bellows on him. Fucking hell. And he come up, and we had another cracking day in the studio with him, and couldn't have asked anything better. I mean, the guy is a machine, just to watch him, because he wrote the lyrics that he wanted to sing. We give him the spot. We said to you, look, this is where we would like you to maybe consider singing. He went, yeah, give me 10 minutes. Listened to it a few times on his headphones. And nailed it. Which is like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm.
So he came up from London, jumped on a train, did his bit, enjoyed the afternoon with us, and then went, right, boys, I've got to go, and went home. And that was it. But yeah, we just get on so well. And I'm, at this moment in time, obviously, most people will know that Banner have been Matt Heafy has sort of jumped on not a bandwagon, but he's giving them the credit's due now.
He's
So
jumped on the train. Yep.
yeah, which I'm so glad because them boys are just I'm like
Yeah.
the silly old fucking granddad who hangs around with the band.
I feel that way sometimes when I see what's coming out through London and things like that. And I'm not a young man myself anymore. And you see these young, really talented 19, 20-year-olds smashing up stages, and it just makes you feel so old.
Oh yeah, yes it does. But then again, that's like if we're supporting, or if we're sorry, not if we're supporting or whatever. If they're on the same bill, that just is a red rag to a bull to us. We
Yeah.
either if they play before us, and you go, fuck, we've got to follow that. Let's make sure we follow it.
Oh
And
yeah.
then, or if we're supporting someone like that, because we're never too proud to play with anyone in any time slot, scale, whatever. But then they've got to follow us. So it's always not a competition particularly, but it's always healthy to be trying to be as good as you can be.
Yeah, I mean, going back a little bit here, obviously to like last year, but I saw you obviously have to try and smash Avatar of all people off the stages. So,
That was quite a daunting task. That, yeah, it was a hell of a fucking trip. That it was
Mm,
weird because we were offered it and then it got cancelled, and we were thinking, this is the get out clause. Here we go. They
yeah.
won't want to know us now. And then they went, no, perfect. Yeah, you were offered it. You can still have it. And oh God, that band is so good. They're so good, and they're so nice people. It's just from the road crew, everybody, like the truck driver, everybody in that fucking camp are amazing people. And we were helped as much as we could be helped.
Mm.
And I'd like, now I'd like to actually thank them. Seriously, I'd like to thank Avatar for giving us a fucking ride out on that because there aren't many bands who would do that.
Oh no, absolutely. I've had interviewed Johannes a couple of times over the past couple of years, and he never fails to impress me with just how down to earth he is.
Yeah, yeah, they are. They're just, not particularly. I wouldn't say open arms at the start of the thing because they don't know us, but by the end
Mm.
of it, they were like, it was. I had a good time in London. Stood side stage out of my tree watching them on whiskey, and we were clinking glasses all the way through the set, so they weren't fucking much better off by the end of the gig.
All right. Is there a particular track, one not released yet, that you're really interested to see the reaction to?
Oh, probably Bite Radius.
Why?
Personal favorite of mine.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think Bite Radius or Thorn Trauma maybe. Yeah, I think those are the two probably, but yeah, more likely than Bite Radius. It's vicious. It's
Hmm.
fucking vicious. So yeah, well, let's see what people think of that.
Okay, all right, all right. I like that. I like that because Mastiff means a hell of a lot to a ton of people. Myself, members of GBHPL, my family, my friends. Your brand of noise has had a positive effect on a shit ton of people, and the love of affection for you is spread far and wide. So, with that in mind, what does Mastiff mean to you?
Oh shit, that's a fucking hell of a question, that Carl.
Sorry.
Uh, Sometimes I'll be honest with you. Sometimes it means a fucking journey into town on a Wednesday pissy night. to go and practice. And I get there and I'm fucking pissed off and I can't be arsed and I want to sit on the settee and not do anything. But when I get there, I see 5 mates who have all had a shit day or whatever, and we all end up, you know, smiling our fucking heads off, cheering each other up with music. And I think that's all I could ask for, really. Just 5 mates enjoying themselves. And it's just been a hell of a ride so far. I mean, we never fucking expected any of this. We're like 5
Mm.
knobheads from Hull, and it's just, yeah, I'm bloody getting emotional here, but yeah, they're my best mates.
Mm.
And I couldn't do it without them. Sometimes we piss each other off, and I'm sure I piss them off, but they are the be all and end all of my life outside of my family, I guess.
Well said. Really well said. I won't add anything there, except move on to the 22nd of March, because from that point all the way through to the end of the month, big UK tour, starting in Hull, ending in Nottingham, with visits all over the place, including my city in London. Simply this is going to be a bit noisy, right? Bit of carnage.
Hopefully so, yeah. Yersin, Rob, Yersin boys, they're coming with us.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough that they said yes. We've got every show's got a fucking amazing lineup on it. And the whole show, as a hometown show, we've never done a launch,
Mm.
launch show, same day, same everything. So this one actually it does mean, not that any of the others haven't, but this one just is like a bit like, fucking hell, let's hope we sell this out, or we get close to selling it out. Because Hull can be a lot of impress me, bro. And I think, hopefully we've sort of started to impress people a little bit, or not impress them, but like they realize we're not here for a bullshit ride. So we've also got Carved on, which is Tom, which is Leach's ex drummer, and that fucking band.
Mm.
Holy fucking hell! If you haven't heard them, they are brutal. They are the band that if I wasn't doing this, I'd want to be doing that. Yeah, they're class, absolutely class.
Have you
Um,
sorted? Are you looking at the set list? What you're going to be doing over the tour?
oh yeah, we know the set list already. Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of new ones, new ones. There's an old one back in. So yeah, we're
Mm.
just but we don't want to be greedy with everyone's time. I know time is precious to everybody at the moment, as well as money. So we appreciate anybody who comes to watch us. Hopefully, we'll give you a good time. Hopefully, we'll give you ringing lugs.
Well, you're doing the
Um,
Black Heart in London, a place that nowadays I need to wear fucking earplugs to.
well, that's again, Cal. That's an age thing.
Ain't gonna be helped by you guys. Right, Jim, before you, last couple of minutes. This is Ozzy Osbourne. In his head are random cards of everything and everything, including submissions by other bands and artists. Gonna
Oh,
pull a
okay.
couple out. And speaking of which, the first one comes from Manuel, the guitarist of Future Palace. And it's this simply: create your perfect donut. What would be a perfect donut to you?
It's already out there. It's the Biscoff from Krispy Kreme. I can't get enough
So
of that.
sweet.
Oh yeah, I know, but it's that little kick. So I'm a bit of a gym rat, so I have to train my brains off, and then I'll have one of them. So they
Fair
are
enough.
so class.
Fair enough. All right. What's a skill or talent you wish you had?
Oh fucking hell! I wish I could sing.
Be serious. Be serious. Come on.
Oh, Christ Almighty! Oh, I don't know. I ain't got a fucking clue, man. It's
Mm.
too open ended. I wish I could play guitar, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish
Cool.
I could. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. What's your go-to pizza order?
A calabrese. So chicken, double chicken, a little bit of pepperoni on it. I think it has
Mm.
peppers, onions, jalapenos. Not jalapenos, jalapenos, and olives. Yeah, there you go.
Damn, that's a stacked pizza.
It is a stacked pizza, but I'm a big boy.
Where are you getting that from, though? Where are you getting that from?
So there's a little shop in the village, one village over from where I live, and they do it, and that one's amazing. And there's also one down the street that I think Dave Portnoy would actually enjoy it. It's got a crispy base.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's good pizza. That yeah.
Okay, then what's more interesting to you, deep space or deep sea?
Oh, probably space. But
Hmm.
they're both, they're both, blow my mind that we probably haven't discovered half the shit that's in the sea already. And when you start listening to things about deep space, yeah, you can't, you can't comprehend it.
Yeah, it's
You just
unfathomable.
can't comprehend numbers.
Okay, what is the one thing you should always take to a festival?
Oh God, what other than toilet roll?
Oh, I mean, I guess that's the one thing you definitely should take.
You should take the knowledge that you know somebody who can get you into the VIP area so you can go for a nice shit.
That is damn good. Yeah. Okay, big one here. Is punk dead?
Is punk dead?
Hmm.
Fucking hope not. I mean, I'm not a massive punk fan, but there's so many good bands that are punk. Nah. I mean, the Exploited is still going, so no, it's not
There
dead.
it is. I hear you. I hear you. Okay, last one then, and this is a big one. So have a go with it. What is one thing about the music industry that you would change if you could make it better for all?
Oh, well, it's an easy answer, that.
Go on.
Fucking pay us. Pay us, you greedy pricks. Streaming services. You're fucking making a millions off us. Stop riding our backs and give us a fucking fair amount. There you go. Easy.
Easy as that. But alongside that, everybody should spend a little bit of cash if they can and pick up the new album, Deprecipice, out on March 22nd via MNRK Heavy. And of course, the tour from the 22nd of March as well. Check it out. Go to one of the ones in the city and listen and get your eardrums blown apart by the incredible band that is Mastiff. Jim, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you, Carl, and thank you to your listeners. And as always, I enjoy speaking to you. And, thanks again.